Kerr back again, and Wall gets it away. Longhorn with the shot. Oh, and he hit the crossbar. Kerr now will take this kick. Is this going to be a problem for Crystal Palace? It's not, because Hammond is there. And look at that for a good throw. Straight into the path of Peter Taylor. Whittle is up with him as well. Taylor taking on Bolton. Moncur getting in behind Bolton. And he needs to. He's going past Moncur as well. There's the cross coming in. Whittle to go! Alan Whittle! Whittle now turning it on for Taylor. And away goes Peter Taylor, chased by Bolton. It's still with Taylor. And still Taylor goes on. Past Clark. A right foot shot. Oh, and somehow Montgomery got there to push it over.
Meanwhile, Southampton, almost unobserved, reached the 6th round, where they visited 4th Division Bradford City and won 1-0. But look how close it was. So, a free kick for Southampton. Osgood with a little touch there for McCalliog, and he's in back of the net. 1-0. Southampton have scored. McCalliog the man. But Bradford City still very much in this game, coming forward as much as they possibly can. And there's a great save! Oh, a great save there by Turner. Osgood chasing after this ball. Rodrigues making a very good run there on the right-hand side. A lovely little reverse pass there by Osgood. Rodrigues with a shot. Oh, and somehow that stayed out. But Bradford City still very much in this game. Still 1-0 to Southampton. Oh, and that almost went to Cook. And Turner now diving bravely at the feet. In the semi-final, Southampton came face-to-face with Crystal Palace. It was the day Malcolm Allison lost, and Southampton reached Wembley for the first time.
So Jim McCalliog takes this throw for Southampton. With just over a quarter of an hour to go. Shannon nodding it back for Gilchrist. Osgood. Gilchrist. Hit well. Goal! Shannon on the break. Down he goes. Penalty given. And this really is the moment where he could settle everything now for Southampton. Peach versus Hammond. 2-0.
So that puts Southampton through to Wembley for the first time in their history. And when you think about Southampton, you tend to think really, I suppose, primarily of Mike Shannon and of Peter Osgood. But they're a side filled with characters, as you'll see as we come to our second segment of Soccer Superstars. And who better to guide us through the Southampton team than Mike Shannon?
Ian Turner. Well, Ian Turner. Well, when he first came to the club, you know, we always used to take the mickey at him. We used to say, we must be the luckiest club in the world. Like, we got the two best looking players in the country. Like, Ian Turner and Bobby Stokes, you know. I think he's broke his nose about 50 times, you know. But that's not, you know, he's a super lad and he's done very well. Ian and his cars, I think he's smashed up about 2 since he's been here, you know. And he's not one of the best drivers. I wouldn't like to be in the, you know, going up the M1 with him or anything. Murder. No, he's a single lad. Sensible one. Don't tell the missus. No. Great. Good lad. Smashing on. Peter Rodrigues, we all call him Grandad. We often sing it to him as well, like, you know. We all rib him, we say that says he's not picking up his wages this week, he's going to go and draw his pension, you know. But great, isn't it? New lease of life, skipper. I'm pleased for him. A little bit superstitious. The last few rounds, I'm his roommate, you know, and he tells me, he says, I've got the result. He says, and I'll put the result behind the cap on behind the bar. It would be behind the bar, wouldn't it?
I've been right so far. That's the quarter-final result, and the other one is the semi-final.
David Peach. David's all right, providing the cod war's going well. he's got a fishmongery business or poultry business of some sort, you know, just outside Southampton, and he spends a fair bit of time there, obviously. And we always give him a bit of stick, like, you know, if one of the English ships get rammed or something, you know, off Icelandic waters, we always say the cod war's not going too well, Dave. Fish will be dear. Yeah, sometimes he comes in smelling of it, you know. I change next to him, you know, but apart from that, he's all right. I can put up with that. I don't know, he doesn't sound his S's or something. Everything is shun, this, and he goes, all right, shun, which the lads rib him about a bit, you know. But I think as long as the cod war's all right, Dave's all right, basically. Nick Holmes, what can I say about him? I think I've said it. That's all I can say about Nick. He's a quiet man. He never says a word. Never says a dicky word. I thought the funniest was the interview with Brian Moore, actually, after the thing when he was led in the bath like that, you know. And Brian Moore asked him, oh, and all he said was, yeah, I need this, he said, after about 10 minutes spell, you know. But, he's a super lad, big heart for the game. Before the semi-final, we came from Frinton back to London and stayed in a hotel in London. And Nick hadn't been sleeping too well, you know, been a bit nervous all week. And we got to the hotel about 6, and Nick took 7 sleeping pills and went to bed, led on the bed, and the gaffer phoned up and said there's a team meeting. So we all shoot down, 7 o'clock team meeting. We can't find Nick. Well, they only had to go and wake him up, like, and he comes down the team meeting. He got 2 matchsticks holding his eyes open, you know. It was funny, you know. Mal Flores, what can you say about Mal? It's rumoured he sews his pockets up on paydays, but I've always found him all right. He's over the moon at the moment. Just had a little girl, you know, and he had a little girl and broke his nose. He's not too happy about that. Like, he got a little bit further to go to catch up with Ian. I think everyone's got, you know, obviously got strong views, but I think Mal has probably got more so than most, you know. And it's very hard to change his views on things. But after saying that, you know, he's done very well for us. Jim Steele, I think I could write a book on him. He's a bloody good dart player. I know that, you know. And he's got a flat above a pub in town, and the landlord of the pub said that if the day we get to Wembley, I'll put a dartboard in the pub. So I think that's the only reason we're at Wembley this year. Now, the other thing about him, I think that he, with his cars, I think they sell him cars without any brakes, you know. Every time he comes in, every day he comes in, he's got a different scrape alongside his car and that, you know. But after saying that, like, he sold it the other day. How he got rid of it, I'll never know. Huh? The person's probably listening who's bought it off him. Oh dear. It's a bad car. Paul Gilchrist, again a very, very quiet lad, you know. Scored a great goal in the semis, didn't he? He's just the opposite to Steely with the cars, like, you know, whereas Steely wraps them up. Paul wraps them in cotton wool, you know, and really looks after his cars, you know. Whereas most lads buy Penthouse or the Mayflower or whatever have you. You know, Gilly goes and buys a sports book, you know, a sports car book. You know, we all take the mickey out of him, like, you know. I would say he's bloody silly at times on the field, you know, when he's noisy, you know. If he has got a fault, I think that's possibly it, you know. He says stupid things, you know. Just likes to get in an argument, you know. But probably wouldn't be such a good player if he wasn't like that. Peter Osgood. I think people know more about Peter Osgood than I do. Ozzy's great though, you know. He's a great bloke to have in the club, you know. Some funny stories about him though, you know. There was one story, there was a... cannot laugh, I'm sorry. A snake got loose from Southampton Zoo. And I don't know if you know the Dell, but there's a river that runs under the Dell, like, you know. And it was rumoured that this snake had somehow got into the underground stream and got under the Dell at the club, like, you know. And the story came back that the Southampton supporters had put it there to get Ozzy running. Ooh. Sorry, Oz. But, you know, I told him, the lads told him it, and, you know, he's great about it, you know. It was great, you know. He's a super bloke to have in the club. You know, he's always always ready for a joke or a laugh, you know, with the boys. Yeah, Ozzy likes his shooting and his ferreting, and he also likes his horses, which, you know, I like, you know. Tend to have something in common there. All he talks about all through the year is Ascot, like, you know, that's his week, Royal Ascot. Jimmy McCalliope, what can you say about Jimmy? He lives just up the road from Steely, you know, and they spend quite a lot of time together, actually. He enjoys a game of darts. When he first came to the Dell, like, you know, he arrived with a stick and a red and white spotted handkerchief over his shoulder, you know. He'd had that many clubs, and we give him a bit of stick about that, but he's a good lad, you know. He's very good, you know, very confident lad, you know. Bobby Stokes, yeah. We call him Stokesy, the rat. Another one of the best looking lads in the club, as I said earlier, you know. We always rib him that because he hasn't got no sideboards. You lift up his hair and it comes up to there, you know. He travels from Portsmouth every day and he can't drive, like, he gets on a train, you know. And he's always there. He's there about 8 o'clock in the morning, I think, you know. Everyone knows him. He always gets free teas at the station, I'm sure of that. Someone at British Rail will get the sack now. If ever we're late home, Bob often stops with me of a Saturday night. In the morning, he always helps me muck out the stables, you know. And I usually shoot in one box, start mucking that one out, and Bob shoots in the other one. And then when I go around and have a look, like, he's buried all the muck. It takes me longer to find it than it would to muck the box out. He has a lot of mucking about, innit? You know. But it's funny. So I have to give him the job on the barrel, you know. He's a barrel boy. But, he's a super little lad.
Super stuff there from Mick Shannon, and I'm sure you all know a little bit more about the two sets of players that we should be watching together at Wembley this afternoon.
Welcome back to Wembley Stadium. I must say there's a real bubble about the place. I can see the mass bands below me massing for their parade and their music this afternoon. The crowd outside are getting noisier and noisier, but for the moment we're going to talk now to the Footballer of the Year, the new Footballer of the Year, Kevin Keegan, one of ITV's team this afternoon. With him, of course, Brian Moore.
Well, congratulations again on that award, Kevin. What do you think the players are feeling at this moment now? They're presumably have finished their lunch, they're waiting to get on their coaches to come to Wembley. Are they very, very tense moments?
I think every player reacts differently, Brian, but I would think if they're all truthful, I would think they're feeling a little twinge of nerves. I know I kidded on and said to everybody I wasn't, but you look round the bus when you're on the way and you see players like, for instance, when we were playing, Ian Callaghan, who never shows any signs of nerves, and he's suddenly doing things you've never seen him do before.
Yeah.
And you wonder if they're just kidding each other along a bit.
Yeah. Don was saying last night on our Who'll Win the Cup programme that he wants his players to have a little bit of butterflies, so probably that's a good thing, isn't it?
Definitely with some players, you worry more when they're not nervous. Some players play a lot better when they do get these twinges.
A little earlier on when we were talking to Tommy Docherty and Laurie McMenemy, Tom, if anything, and Laurie remarked on it, did look a little uptight himself, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it's true to say that probably the pressure's more on the dot than it is on Laurie McMenemy. I would think the only thing Laurie could say to all Southampton is go out and enjoy yourselves. It's Man United who've got to worry because they're expected to win by most people, and the pressure really is on them, and that's why I think Laurie did look more relaxed than the dot, and rightly so.
Still going for Man U?
I'm still going for Man U. In my heart, I want Southampton to win, but my brain tells me different, Brian.
Lovely. Kev, we'll be coming back to you a bit later on.
But now let's hear from ITN, the newscaster today, Ivor Mills. Here's the lunchtime news.
It's Cup final day in Britain. In London, tens of thousands of soccer fans have been arriving for this afternoon's FA Cup final between Manchester United and Southampton at Wembley. In Scotland, of course, the main interest will be centred on the clash between Rangers and Hearts at Hampden Park. The betting is 3-1 that Rangers will win and complete a hat-trick. They've already won the league and the League Cup. Well, the Southampton supporters arrived at Waterloo Station this morning in good heart. Although their team last made it to Wembley 76 years ago and lost, they're confident they can beat Manchester today.
South Coast Ring.
For the invasion of their fans, the police have mounted a big security operation. More than 1,000 police will be on duty in and around the ground during the match. Bus and underground crews have already warned that if there's any violence from supporters of either Southampton or Manchester United, they'll stop work immediately.
May the 1st, 1976, a day the two teams, Manchester United and Southampton, will never forget. They've been trying to grab a little relaxation at the hotels this morning. They've had their luncheon, and now they're finally on their way to Wembley. Manchester United from the Sopwell House Hotel at St Albans, and our man there is Paul Doherty.
Okay. Alex, tell me, you were one of the first risers this morning. I can't believe that with all your experience that you were really nervous.
No, not really. I was woken up by the birds this morning, but not for... No, I'm not really worried about the game.
How do you feel about the big game?
Oh, I feel great. Why not?
Great. Thank you. Lou, I heard you say this morning that you had wobbles in the leg.
Not really.
What about the butterflies? Have they started yet?
No, they've started, Paul, a long time ago. They started yesterday. Right up to the kick-off I'll have them then, that's them going.
They tell me you're the lad who takes a sleeping pill before he goes to bed. Did you take one last night?
I took one last night, same as usual, but it didn't work. Funny enough, I was up till about 2 o'clock thinking about the match.
Stuart, confident about this afternoon?
Of course I am. No point in going for it,
Any predictions about it?
Well, I think we'll win, that's the thing.
Sammy, how do you feel about this afternoon?
I'm very confident, I think we can win it.
Nervous yet?
No, not at all.
Tom, could you just tell me, you're a bit upset about all these predictions that Southampton are going to beat you.
Well, we're supposed to be the favourites, but when I read the critics, they're all talking about what McCalliog's going to do and all these people.
What do you think they're going to do?
Talk's cheap.
Hello, Tom. Tom, everybody says I've been listening here to ITV, they've all been saying you're looking very tense.
Who said that? Who said that?
Experts are saying it.
Who's the experts?
Well, they all predicted Southampton would win on Friday night.
Oh, the Britons are Britain. I think they've got enough problems with their own without worrying about anyone else.
All the best, Tom.
Thanks, Paul.
Martin, you're the superstitious one now. I believe you've got a special omen. Haven't you? Some fan has sent you something special for this game?
Yes, there was a United supporter sent me this 4-leaf clover, Mr. Ernest Holt, which he sent to the cup final team in 1948.
And you took that down your shorts this afternoon?
Yeah, well, touch wood.
Okay, all the best, Martin.
Excuse me.
Well, a tremendous atmosphere at the Manchester United Hotel, Sopwell House Manor in St Albans, and I imagine that applies to the Southampton, who chose to spend their time south of the river, a journey for them of about 24 miles from the Selsdon Park Hotel, and at that hotel, our man is Martin Tyler.
Very, very glamorous send-off for Southampton here at the Selsdon Park Hotel. Southampton led out by their manager, Laurie McMenemy. Jim Clooney, his assistant, following Jimmy McCalliog, Peter Osgood, Mike Shannon. How are you feeling, Mick?
Magic.
Peter Osgood, Bobby Stokes, Hugh Fisher, Paul Gilchrist. David, did you get a good night's sleep last night?
Yeah, tremendous, yeah.
Great. Good luck, David. Paul Bennett, George Horsfall from the training staff, Nick Holmes, Ian Turner. How are you feeling, Ian?
Nervous.
Very nervous?
Not really very, but a bit butterflies, you know.
Good luck, Ian. And Peter Rodrigues as well. Peter, you've been with the lads this morning. What sort of mood have they been in?
Very relaxed, you know, that bit of television this morning has done them the world of good. I think it's just sort of relaxing a lot.
How's this morning compared to your other cup final morning 6 years ago?
A little bit different. I think we're going to win it, you know, I just think we're going to win it.
You're a one for a prophecy. What's your forecast for this afternoon?
I can't forecast it, but it's under one of my caps. I was going to put 2-2, but I've changed my mind in the last couple of hours.
A Southampton win?
Must be.
Good luck, Peter.
Thanks a lot.
Well, it's about 18 miles to Wembley from here. It'll take the coach about 45 minutes with a police escort. Southampton in very good spirits on their way to Wembley.
So now the teams are en route for the stadium, and the tension must be mounting for them, and certainly the pace is being picked up here. And with me, as you can see, Ed Stewart. I think Southampton at the moment seem to be making the biggest impact.
Yeah, I think they are. They've got the Saints are really going, aren't they?
They are.
It's
And they're at the far end, underneath the new scoreboard, and you can see there are many, many of them. On the far side, Manchester United have not answered with any kind of intensity yet, but I'm sure that's to come. Well, let's now talk to Ed about Football Crazy. What have you planned for us in this spot, Ed?
Well, we visited two schools, one in Southampton, of course, and one in Manchester, just behind Old Trafford. The school in Southampton was not too far from the Dell either.
And here we are in a very famous school in Southampton, and to tell you why it's famous, the captain of Southampton Football Club, Peter Rodrigues. Peter, why? Tell us.
Well, many years ago, this was the origin of Southampton Football Club. They had a schoolboy team which eventually went on and on and on to become now the Saints. And that's about it, really, as far as I know.
How many years ago, do you know that?
Many, 1800s, I would think, at the guess, I don't know.
Well, Peter, obviously you'd like to be playing down the road at the Dell. You'll all be playing at Wembley. They'll be feeling pretty nervous, the rest of your team, but you've had some experience there, haven't you?
Yes, I've had a little bit of experience. I've played 3 or 4 times for Wales at Wembley, also once in a cup final, so I'm really looking forward to this game in particular.
And you'll be able to calm the others down?
One would hope so. We've got a little bit of experience which will calm the young lads down. I hope, anyway.
OK, well, let's see if the rest of your young supporters and fans here agree with you. Let's find out from some of the school what they think about Southampton's chances. What little Saint. Yes, lovely. Well, they're all Saints here. And what do you think of Manchester United? Rubbish! Yes, and there's a good old Saints poster as well. A few opinions here from the local fans. Right, you first. Who's going to win the cup and why?
Well, it's going to be Saints, ain't it? Because we've got more experienced players, and Mike Shannon and Paul Rodriguez and Osgood, they all play their roles and score goals, we hope.
But don't you think the fact that Saints are in Division 2 and Manchester United in Division 1, that's going to make a difference?
Yeah, because we play slower football, and we'll slow them down so they won't be able to do anything against us.
That would be your team talk, would it?
Yeah.
Good for you. What about you? Who do you think's going to win?
Saints.
Yeah? Who's your favourite player on the Saints?
Shallon.
Shallon?
Yeah.
You like him, first of all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody likes him, don't you? You all like Mick Shannon, do you? Yeah. What? You nodded your head. Why?
Man United supporter.
A Man United? Where am I? I'm in Southampton, aren't I?
Yeah.
What's he doing here?
Support Man United.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you very popular in the school?
No. Not when I support Man United, I don't.
No?
Not when I'm not that popular.
Why do you think Manchester United are going to beat Southampton then?
Oh, it'd be very close, I think. And I don't know which one. It'd be 1 goal difference between the sides. I think Man United might come on top.
Yeah? Well, I hope you're a popular guy when you come back for the summer term. I tell you, we've got to wait. Well, it's been lovely being down here at Southampton. And we've got all sorts of posters and stuff and scarves and Saints over there. And there's a little what's his name? Have you got a name for him?
No.
Nothing at all yet? What's the name of the manager here? Somebody tell me. You can stand up a minute, mate. That's it. Face over. What's the name of the manager?
Jim Montgomery. Laurie McMenemy.
Who?
Laurie McMenemy.
That's it, Laurie McMenemy. And to Laurie and all the Saints players, we want to wish them all the best of luck, don't we? OK? All right, so we'll be seeing them up in Manchester in just a second. So one word to all of you from Southampton, to all of them in Manchester, it's bye!
Alex Stepney and Lou Macari.